So the conversation, the talk of all these different tariffs coming out of the Trump administration and Fox News has been so dishonest that, well, you really have to wonder about a second bottom here. What is this all about, really? Why do you have to lie so much? Well, part of it is to get at least his own base to accept this nonsense. And yeah, I don't know. The guy's just a liar. The conversation about this whole thing it's been so dishonest. You guys are simping. Those of you who are still sucking the dude off, you're just a simp. All right? Let's just keep it real. So tariffs aren't imposed on any foreign country. They're a tax on the internal consumers, domestic consumers, yeah? Obviously. So Canada, if it had any tariffs, wasn't tariffing United States. It was taxing its own people. So United States, for example, putting tariffs on Canadian goods coming into the United States is not tariffing or taxing Canada. It's taxing its own people. So while the narrative is they've been tariffing us or taking advantage of us for so long, it's now time for us to tariff them. No, what he should be saying is they've been taxing their own people for so long, and shit, I need some money too, so I'm gonna tax you guys, right? That wouldn't go over very well. So, and I'm not even necessarily opposed to tariffs, right? But what is a tariff, right? A tax imposed by one country on the goods and services imported from another country to influence it, right? The other country. So when Trump was talking about Mexico putting troops on the border and Canada tightening border security, both of which were done by their respective countries, I thought that that's all that it was, right? Some people made it seem like that's all that it was. Well, I guess at the time, maybe. But regardless, he still put tariffs on goods from both coming into the United States, even though they complied, right? So, was it really about that? I mean, I guess. To raise revenues, right? It's a tax. It's just used for the government to make money or protect competitive advantages. Let's get that out the way real quick. Because I see some of the maggot talking about how, for example, Wrangler and Levi jeans moved their factories to China and Vietnam somewhere, right? And now they're going to come back because what? Because those jeans are going to be more expensive by 25% or something like that in the United States. So let me get this straight. Levi's, let's say, or whoever it is that took their jeans business elsewhere, they're going to, I don't know, invest $1 million to build a factory in the United States, hire all these Americans. How about it, Americans? How many of you are just yearning for factory jobs? Yeah, MAGA. What about you, MAGA guys? Right? You want to be what was her name? Susie the Riveter. that's that's probably what this is about. Part of it, anyway. Right? Americans don't want to work in these factories for fucking pennies. So even if you could, the only way you could convince them to go work in these factories is to pay them a shit ton of money, which means a pair of jeans that maybe right now you're getting for $50 is going to be worth $250 domestically, right? Well, shit, you're just going to buy the Chinese one, right? With a little bit of a tariff. So I don't see how this brings all this manufacturing back. Take bananas, for example, right? That's like the main, I think, export Ecuador has to the United States, and he put a 10% tariff on it. Bananas and coffee, right? So, well, shit, United States can't really grow uh, an appreciable amount of, definitely not enough bananas that Americans consume right now. And even, again, just like with the jeans, what, you're just gonna put all these banana plantations? Where? You're gonna buy all the farmland from Bill Gates for millions and billions of dollars, plant these banana plants, and sell bananas for what? $3 a pop domestically? But you can't even. It's just not going to happen, right? U.S. is not going to grow enough bananas for Americans to consume. It makes sense to buy cheapo bananas from a banana republic like Ecuador, right? The same goes for coffee. Yeah, you could get some high-end, Hawaiian shit for, I don't know, $5 a cup in some instances. I'm just talking about the grain, the beans, right? Or you could just get cheap shit from Ecuador that the average dickhead can't even tell the difference between. And you still can't match, you can't meet the demand with domestic production. So these broad sweeping tariffs, like, it would make sense for the United States, I think. And look, I'm no economist. I'm actually really, really, really bad when it comes to the economy. I don't get half this shit, right? I hold my hands up and I'll tell you, I don't know dick. But I mean, if I am to take President Trump at face value, that what he's actually saying is what he believes, shit, I know a ton more about economy than he does. Okay, taxing Americans on jeans, bananas, coffee, all this, petty shit coming in from other countries, it's not going to bring this type of farming or manufacturing back to the United States because A, it never even existed in many cases. It's not even possible. And B, no one's going to fucking want to pay $250 for a pair of jeans or work in a fucking factory. Especially now that Jose and Eduardo have been sent back home. So, I mean, let's just be clear. And look. When it comes to like high-end shit, maybe computers, just electronics, cars, fucking military industrial complex for damn sure. Yeah, it makes sense to have that, build up that manufacturing base in the United States, right? Because these high-end products, no matter where they come from, they're fucking expensive. And I think there's probably room to play with tariffs there and bring some of that manufacturing back. I mean, didn't Hyundai and Toyota, I don't know, correct me if you feel like it, but I mean, there's been announced anyway something to the tune of $1 trillion investment in American car industry. Yeah, that shit makes sense. But why are you taxing bananas, coffee, jeans, and all this other shit that doesn't make sense to produce in the United States, or you just can't? Why are you taxing? Why are you making life harder for your domestic population? Why are you making life more expensive for them? Why? I mean, if I didn't know any better, I might think that part of this is to look. Yes, I'm sure it's important for Trump to get these countries to do what he wants them to do, right? Put troops on the border, all that stuff. Yeah, kudos. And I'm sure he wants to reshore some of the manufacturing that left the United States, the things that make sense. And then he's raising revenue, taxing the American people on top of it. For what? Because what this will lead to is, in the short term, I don't know, 10 years, 20 years, like you can't just bring all this manufacturing back overnight. Anyway, so it's going to make life more expensive for Americans. It's going to make Americans poorer, a lot of Americans, especially the ones that are already not doing so well. And what Trump is basically just taking their fucking money. The majority of it, it would seem to be that. Trump is just taking the dupes' money, those that voted for him. Just American. He's taking Americans' money, taxing them, right? It's not even fucking constitutional, but we talk about the fascist takeover or laying the groundwork for a fascist takeover of the United States in another video. That's besides the point, right? So why is he taking Americans' money? What the fuck does he need it for? Well, I don't know. Just I'm not saying that's what it is, but maybe, just maybe, he's gonna give you that money back if you join the military and go fight whatever fucking war he thinks of fighting next. And they better give him that fucking peace prize quick. They better hurry up and give it to him before he wrecks all of that whole idea, right? And it just feels like it's coming, right? So yeah, it's going to make life harder for a lot of Americans, make them poor. And then he's going to have that money to give to him to join the fucking military and go die in whatever fucking conflict he needs them to die in, right? Those brand spanking new F-47s. I mean, by the time it's all said and done, one of those fucking planes will have cost the American taxpayer $1 billion fucking dollars, probably. And they probably got plans for at least a hundo. So, there's that. And I don't know. I'm just saying, why is he taking your money? Probably because he's concocted some scheme to, give it back to you for your fucking blood. Probably. I'm just saying.